everyone, it's Catherine here from Inky Fingered Cat, and I'm going to make some ATCs. I'm actually a little bit behind on my 52 playing cards challenge, so I've got 4 to do. So starting at the bottom, round and round, lady in red, monotone and fragile. So got a couple of ATCs that I've just cut out of some mount board. Got my bits and bobs box that I'm going to go through and pull out some bits and pieces that I think might work with those themes. Not sure which ones I'm going to create on the video, and obviously I might make all 4, I might only make 2, I might only make 1, who knows. Well, let's go for the alternative, the third one. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to stick you into fast forward so you don't listen to me wittering, and stick some nice music on for you, and I hope you enjoy. So that's one done. It came together quite quickly because I suddenly thought, lady in red, playing cards. I've got those mini playing cards. Get myself out a queen. So obviously this needs to dry because the glitter glue's still wet, and so are the little drips of the black gesso. But basically just pulled out scraps from my bits box that had got red in them. That was the only thing I thought of, and then laid them up, then added some white gesso over the top, then added some dye-based ink using the Stampin' Right markers, which I found out that 2 of mine are ruined. One with virtually no ink in it, and one that's got all bits all over it, so I don't quite know what's going on with that. But hey, I didn't know that until I tried to pull them out. So did a little bit, then also did some with some dark brown just to add some edge to that top piece. Oh, a little bit of text in the background because I can't seem to do anything without a bit of text on it. And then adhered them all together. I created the border because I decided rather than doodling my border, I'd actually use my credit card and some black gesso dipped in just to create that border, because I thought that looked a bit different. And then it needed some sparkle when I'd finished and I'd done all my little sentiment and stuff, and my little title, sorry, and so I pulled out some gemstones and the glitter glue just to frame that queen. So really happy with that one. So that's one done. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to do for round and round. I do need this to completely dry because I've used the iridescent paste, and even though I've used my heat gun to heat it, all that's done is actually puffed it up. It's not completely dry yet, so it's sort of touch dry but not quite, but I want to add in a little bit of doodling on this one. So I'll probably do that off camera and you'll see it in the pictures at the end. So for this one, I just used the mount board, plain and simple. Knew immediately I wanted to use my Finny Bear stamps because it's got all those lovely circle stamps with the text in. And I said earlier, slightly obsessed with text at the moment. And then I wanted it to be fairly simple, and just used the Seth Actor, one of his sentiments, because again it's a circle and I thought that would work with the theme, and just kept it really simple and just heat embossed that. For the colour, obviously I'd used my gelatos, which I'd not used for a while, so it was nice to pull those out and play with those a little bit. Literally just a little bit of scribbling and blending the colour with a bit of water, so nothing complicated there. And then just to add that little bit of texture at the end, I've added the iridescent paste through a Tim Holtz dot fade stencil, which is one of my favourite stencils, and it's actually, I need a replacement for it because it's starting to get rather wrecked because I'm not exactly good at looking after my stencils. They do get rather well used. And then finally add a little bit of flicks of the metallic gelato on the top. To be honest, that's not really added a huge amount, and I've probably just wiped them all off by going like that on the top, so never mind. It's added a few spots around the edge, and I don't really mind this bit in the middle being lighter. So there's number 2. I struggled with this one a little bit more. This is my fragile one. I sort of picked out some papers from my scrap box, including this vellum, and then a piece of poetry, a piece of glossy cardstock that I had alcohol inked. I eventually managed to get some metallic, I think it was probably something like Easter egg wrapper or something, but anyway, some gold foil that's all crinkly. I used the copper thread, and then I ended up going with the watercolour wings as my focal image, which then ripped, so it really was fragile. So then I thought, oh, actually I'll sew its body on, because I was going to stick the body on, but then I thought it was going to be too small and faffy. especially because I'm struggling a little bit. I've got acrylic nails on at the moment, which, although they look gorgeous, I'm not used to crafting with them, so picking things up and manoeuvring things is not as easy as it usually is for me. It's just a matter of getting used to them, and already I've got stuff all over them, so, you know, you pay a fortune to have these nails looking pretty, and I end up making a right mess of them. That's why I don't have them done very often. Anyway, I found a quote in my little box of random bits and bobs. Nothing is so strong as gentleness, and nothing is so gentle as true strength, which I thought kind of worked. The background was actually oxides, in 2 different colours, and then I stamped the postscript, but you can't see a single part of that now, so that was a waste of time doing, but never mind. I enjoyed doing it, never mind. But yeah, I sort of struggled with putting this one together. Fragile, really not coming up with very many ideas, so that's my fragile. So one left to do, which is monotone. I think I'm going to go for it, so here goes. One done. So that was a really pleasant few hours for me. Hopefully when I've edited this video it won't be a few hours long, but obviously making 4 completely different ATCs does take some time. So for this one I went a little bit Tisha Moore style. I decided to go for some magazine collage images, so I chose a cow almost immediately. I spotted a cow image and thought, yeah, it wasn't this cow image, but I thought, yeah, cow, that works for monotone, and decided that the play on words of moo no tone would work. I know, silly things like that make me giggle. So then I thought, right, okay, I'm going to do a Tisha Moore style one and go for all blacks and greys and whites for the border, onto the black gessoed card, and then I did doodling in the background, kept it really quite simple, but it's quite time consuming to do because you're fiddling and you're choosing your different papers and stuff like that. So obviously this will be super speeded up when you've seen it, but it did take quite a while. So in the meantime, whilst I've sort of been playing, I've finished off this one as well, and I've lost my other one. There it is. Is this dry yet? Oh, it's probably dry. Okay, so here's my 4 cards. Now obviously 2 of them are playing card size, and they're not the strict ATC size. These are strict ATC size. So we have Lady in Red, we have Round and Round, Fragile, and Monotone, or Moonotone. Moonotone. Okay, before I embarrass myself any further, I'm going to say goodbye. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed my playtime. I hadn't had any crafting time for a little while, so this was really, really well needed. And it was such fun to create 4 very different cards. Obviously, lots of different techniques going on there, lots of different mediums. If you did enjoy it, please do give me a thumbs up so that I know that I'm not just amusing myself. No, obviously, it helps me know that I'm making things that you enjoy seeing. And obviously, if you want to see more, subscribe. There's loads of videos already there, and there will be more in future. And hopefully I won't be having like 2 weeks away from my craft desk for quite some time. So hopefully there'll be a few more in the offing soon. For now, I'm going to go and edit the video and grab some lunch. And I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, bye.